you know, I already know that the angle on this video gonna look real weird, being that I got it upright opposed to side, but it's hard for me to find a good camera angle in this car. So, you know, as some of you guys might know, if you've seen some of my videos, some of you might not watch none of my videos. This might be your first video. So I started this channel originally to be a motivational channel. You know what I mean? I started this channel to be like a beacon of light for all the wrong that's going on in America, all the people who are thinking about committing suicide, people who going through things in their marriages, like, you know, just a overall good channel. But I've come to realize that the reason why the world is the way that the world is the way that it is, that we live in, is because you have a few good people actually wanting to do good. You got a few good people. So you have the vast majority of people that don't give a fuck about anything other than themselves. Some people don't even give a fuck about themselves. So you got to ask yourself, I'm really stressing myself out, or I'm really overexerting myself to try to put myself out here for the people and be a beacon of light, and they don't give a fuck to have a beacon of light. They don't give a damn if they living in darkness. So my thing is this how I look at it, right? So I'm a big fan of Charleston White. You know, feel how you feel, say whatever you want to say. Hey, at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You can like him. If you like him, cool. If you hate him, you hate him. That's cool too. But I'm a fan of him because he's changed my perception on things. So we live in a world where, I'm gonna just say, so if everybody's familiar with the Cat Williams interview, right? You see Cat Williams is trending right now. Cat Williams is, you know, everywhere for him speaking out about the crookedness within the industry. Well, I don't like to say the industry because it makes it seem as if it's some type of Illuminati shit. It's not no Illuminati shit. The industry is what he's involved in. So the industry could be the drug business. It can be the football industry. So it's crookedness that goes on into every industry. So don't think that it's just Hollywood. Don't let people brainwash you to thinking that if you sell your soul to the devil, you will be a millionaire tomorrow with absolutely no fucking talent. At the end of the day, that ain't how it go. Who you know is how you get put on a lot of times. So when you see guys that don't have talent, they get put on, it's because of the guy who had the talent or who has the people eyes, not necessarily talent. So I start saying to myself, you know what? We're living in a world where you get crucified for speaking the truth. You get ostracized, you get counseled, you get anything that's, you know, it's repercussions from it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm living like, okay, so we supposed to live in a world where we see wrong and we just be quiet about it. We supposed to live in a world where a person slap you in your face and spit in your face. You supposed to just take it because they're your family, they're your friends. So this video right here is in particular, I'm gonna go to family. So you know how they always say blood is thicker than water. You know how they always say family over everything. That was a tattoo I was gonna get, but at this point, how I'm feeling, fuck my family. Because let me tell you why I say fuck my family, right? It took this holiday for me to really just look around and analyze my family and realize that I was born into a traumatic ass family, right? I wasn't put in the best position to be the best that I can be in life. I wasn't, you know, nobody taught me, well, my grandmother, you know, I love my grandmother to death, but nobody else talked to me about credit scores. Nobody talked to me about, you know, how to improve your credit scores. Nobody showed me how to change a tire. Nobody showed me how to change windshield wipers. Nobody showed me how to change your oil. Nobody showed me how to put air in my tire. Nobody showed me how to operate a drill. Nobody showed me the difference between a Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, a chisel screwdriver, a T screwdriver, however you want to call it, T-star. Nobody ever taught me any of these things. These are things that I had to really find out on my own. And at the point I found out about a lot of this stuff, proper sex, how to talk to women properly, how to treat women, these was things that I was left to discover on my own. You know what I mean? I was left to discover this on my own, and I feel like had I had a blueprint, things wouldn't have been as complicated, and I might have not found myself in some of the situations that I found myself in. So I'm angry and I'm frustrated, and I'm on here to tell you, man, fuck family. Fuck family. I got friends that's not blood that they got my back more than family got my back. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, you know, I believe in coming on the internet and being transparent, because at the end of the day, somebody's going through what I'm going through. So if you dealing with a bullshit ass dad that wasn't there for you, that did everything, all of the above that I just told you that you didn't have, then you on the right goddamn channel and you watching the right goddamn video. So check this out. So recently, me and my dad, I forgave him for the past, you know, not being there. All the stuff I told you I was never taught is directed towards him and a lot of the men of my family, right? So we had been good. I had forgave him. I moved on with it. But I got to realizing that whenever me and him would talk, I never had any clarity, no closure about why he wasn't around or why he wasn't there. I never had any of that. You know what I mean? Never had any of that. So we would talk on the phone daily, but it was never really about things that actually fucking matter. So we talk about football, we talk about basketball, we talk about whatever the case may be, but the things that I want to talk to him about or that I'm interested in, we don't really talk about. And I can't get any, you know, conversation from him on that aspect. You see what I'm saying? So I'm interested in nature, animals, all that, lions, that type of stuff. Not all nature, but you know, you get what I'm saying, like lions, tigers, wolves, you know, that type of thing. You know, the apex predators, so to speak, hyenas, wild dogs. You know what I mean? But every time I would bring up those conversations, it's almost like he couldn't relate to them, and it almost as if he wasn't interested in it. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost like I'm talking to myself. So I feel like, well, when I talk to you, I only can talk to you about this. So what if I'm not watching sports? What if I'm not watching any of that? What are we going to talk about? Because obviously we're not interested in the same things. And you never gave me any clarity on what happened. You know, why was you absent? And I don't want to hear no bullshit as excuse of, well, it was your mama. Nah, man, because at the end of the day, when you laid down and had a kid with whatever woman you laid down, you knew the consequences of doing what you done, right? So at the end of the day, you should be willing to die, go to jail, or go to court and get put on child support to be in your kid's life. And even if she do stick your goof ass for child support, don't abandon the fucking kid, because you knew what you was getting yourself into it before you done it. And 9 times out of 10, whenever most of y'all stupid ass dudes get put on child support, it's it's because of y'all. She might be asking y'all for something just so simple as $100 a week. And you like, man, I ain't got, but that's your kid. You see what I'm saying? And you so worried about, man, she's spending that shit. Man, so what? At the end of the day, you giving it towards your kid. You think she's spending all that shit on her? At the end of the day, she gonna be spending some of that shit on the kid. So y'all can't look past that to do what you need to do for your fucking kid. You see what I'm saying? So now you pass down the trauma that you had from your childhood, from your life onto your kids. And that's fucked up, because you had the opportunity to curb that shit. You had the opportunity to curb that shit just by doing everything that wasn't done for you by your father. But you choose to do everything that was done to you by your father to your son. So in actuality, the relationship you have with your father is the same relationship that you and your son are gonna have. And that's the same relationship that me and my daddy have. You know what I mean? And we have a scarce relationship. It ain't really no bond. It ain't really no connection or none of that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just, you know, it's a lot of frustration. It's a lot of anger. It's like even with me and my dad, well, when I kind of just disconnected from him, you know, I got people that was calling me, you know, and was just like, well, you know, how are you doing, or what's going on? But they're calling in benefit to him, not necessarily calling to check on me, because it's like this, okay? So I made it a point in my life to make the attempt to have a deeper relationship with the people that I viewed as close to me. But every time I call, majority of the people, I either never get no answer, or they might hit me with a text, say, hey, I'm gonna do this and that, and then never hear nothing back from them. So this is my thing. This is why I say fuck family. Why does a family member have to commit suicide before everybody started trying to figure out what was going on? Because the signs was there when the person was here, but y'all didn't give a fuck to know, because it's more so out of guilt, more so than fucking concern. Because if it was concern, you would have paid attention to that shit from off the rip. It would have never had to get to that point before you knew something was fucking wrong. Like, come on, man. Like, you got to ask yourself this. When have you ever called that dude or that woman, whoever dude to commit suicide, and say, hey, man, check this out. Man, how are you doing mentally? I'm talking about fuck the bullshit. Fuck, you know, sports. Fuck reality TV. Fuck the TV shows. I'm talking about the real life shit. Hey, man, how are you doing in life? How are you doing mentally? Are you mentally straight? Are you mentally good? Like, and then don't overpress. Just, you know, and if they say, man, everything's all good, just let them know, like, man, you know, I just want to call and let you know I love you. I'm here for you. Man, I don't want you to feel like you're going through whatever it is you might be going through alone, that you ain't got nobody to talk to. Man, I don't give a fuck if I'm at work. Text me and let me know, and I'll let you know, hey, man, I'm at work, and as soon as I get off, I'm gonna hit your line. But it ain't that. Motherfuckers call you. You might be out drinking and smoking. You ain't answering your goddamn phone. You know what I mean? Motherfucker call you. You might be out there fucking, and you ain't answering your phone. Motherfucker calling you out somewhere, partying around motherfuckers that you barely even know, when you got a motherfucker that you supposed to know needing you to be attentive for in their life, you know, for them. So that's why I say fuck family, because what good do family do? Family will steal from you. Family will kill you. Family will cheat, sleep with your girlfriend. Family will try to sleep with your girlfriend. Family will fuck you over way close to anybody else, because you want to know why? Because you let your guard down for that shit to fucking happen. because you trust them because they hit you with that family bullshit. That's just like when you got black people that like to use my brother, that when it's beneficial to them. Man, you kill your brother, or you talk about it, you rapping about killing your brother every motherfucking day. So don't say my brother now whenever it's beneficial to you. If you're gonna be one way, be that way all across the board. You can't undo these decisions, the choices. Like, I don't give a fuck at this point. When it comes to even with my daddy, I don't give a fuck if he cried himself to sleep at night. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if he drinking himself to death, because you can't undo those decisions. You got a choice. You made a choice and decision to be absent. So guess what you got to do? This life is made. This life is designed for you to stand on whatever choice or decision you make. So guess what? Bitch, you got to stand on that shit. I don't want to hear none of that motherfucking crying or that whining or saying, why me, God? Because God was telling you what you should have done a long time ago if you say that you believe in God. So how could you say you believe in God, but your action? So that's the thing about this world too. I know I'm getting too deep, man. I know I'm getting a little too deep, man. You know, I need to start looking over my shoulder like Cat Williams and Charleston White, because I know I'm getting too deep. Why? If you believe in God, why do you do what you do? If you believe in God, why you're not in your kid's life, right? If you believe in God, if you're supposed to be this holy Christian, why you ain't in your kid's life? You know, if you're supposed to be this holy Christian, why are you talking about every motherfucking body in your family in a negative manner and ain't trying to uplift them with positivity? If you believe in fucking God, why you hating on the next person that got a relationship with his kids just because you ain't got a relationship with your kids, and y'all both had the same 24 hours in a day? He just know how to manage his time. How do you believe in God? Make this shit make sense. People like this, the people that I'm addressing to in this video, y'all are the reason why a lot of people don't believe in God. Y'all are the reason why a lot of people don't go to church, because I can say the most hypocritical motherfuckers are the one that's in the church every Sunday. You see what I'm saying? That's the one that's shaming you for not going to church. But I say to myself, what fucking difference does it make? You going to church and ain't applying none of the shit that you learning in so-called learning in church. I ain't going to church, but I'm behaving in a Christian manner. Being a caring human being, treating people with respect, uplifting people with positivity as much as I fucking can. So you see what I'm saying? Not talking about a motherfucker that I know just so I can make myself feel good, or just so I can have misery, have company in my motherfucking misery. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that people need to speak out about, and these are the things that people need to address. Here's the thing too, right? So I'm like Charleston White. So Charleston White was saying that we need to develop a curriculum, and we need to teach and train snitching. We need to find some strapping young men and women and show them how to fight, that ain't afraid to snitch on a motherfucker. These are the motherfuckers that take notes in the class, and that take notes in the class, and they'll take notes in the hallway, slip it to the principal. These are the ones that when the teacher leaves, teacher, can I tell you who's talking or who acting a fool? This is what we need to teach, right? So we're going to translate that over to parenting. So for these people that decide that they want to have unprotected sex, knowing that what comes with unprotected sex is HIV, AIDS, sexually transmitted diseases, and unwanted pregnancies, right? So if you know that that's what comes with it, and you still go with the action, you got to stand on that. So if you get AIDS from fucking with a bitch you knew probably had something, that's on your fucking body. I don't give a damn what happened to you. I'm going to be fucking completely honest with you. I don't. Because you don't give a damn about your kids. You don't give a damn about being in your kids' life. So why should I give a fuck about you? When you got a whole human being on this earth that's dependent on you for them to be put in the best position in life. You see what I'm saying? So why the fuck should I give a fuck about you? That's why I say, if you look at this situation with this kid in Iowa that just shot up this school, right? Now, I'm not justifying any of that. I want to let you guys know that. My thing is this, right? When we look at these kids, these kids, these 13-year-olds, these 14, 15-year-olds, these young adolescent minds, we have to be willing to ask the questions of why. It doesn't erase his actions. It doesn't. It doesn't take away from the fact that he went in there and killed 5 or however many kids that died, or how many staff members that died, innocent, people that did absolutely nothing to him. We're not erasing that because he done that at the end of the day, and he has to suffer the consequences for that. But we got to understand why. We need to start having interviews with these little kids, these adolescents that's killing. We need to start having interviews and questioning and seeing what is going on, because a lot of it comes to what they're experiencing at home or what they're not experiencing at home. You know what I mean? The average parents in this world are bullshit, lazy, incompetent, selfish. They're useless parents. They can't teach. They're not good leaders. That's why you see the youth making these decisions that they're making. And even if you look at it, you're having so much pregnancy at a young age. So you have adolescent minds raising adolescents. So it's a lot of shit that this parent hasn't ever learned herself or himself. And that's what projects on the kids. And that's what you see when you see the school shooters, when you see the gangbangers, when you see the pimps, when you see the hoes, the prostitutes, the sluts, the bitches, the strippers. It's because of a lack of parenting. So we need to make up a law that says that if these kids was abused by you or in your custody, because a lot of times you know what's going on with your kids. You know that you got a freak ass brother that like looking at little girls or little boys. You know that shit. So if you know that shit, why you take him over there and leave him over there? You know what shit the fuck going on. You know you got brothers that are sleep with 14, 13-year-old girls, and you think that just because that's your brother, he ain't gonna sleep with your kids. Man, that motherfucker don't give a fuck. He's sick. A sick motherfucker don't give a fuck who they hurt or who they, harm. Most guys in this generation don't have no morals. They don't have no principles. They don't have no value system. They don't have nothing productive. So they will do anything and they will fall for nothing. They will fall for anything. They won't stand for a motherfucking thing because they can't even stand up for their fucking kids. You see what I'm saying? And that's most today's guys, these so-called men that say, oh, I'm a man, the motherfucker that's on Facebook saying that he the father of the year. If you're the father of the year, why do you have to get on there and say that? Why can't the people around you be like, oh, that's a stand-up father? Why do you have to go on there and affirm that you a stand-up father? Who the fuck you trying to convince, me or yourself? Or the people that's watching you? You see what I'm saying? So my thing is this, we even go back to Charleston White. So if you look at Charleston White, people like to say, okay, well, he doesn't show any of his community work. Why is that for him to show? Why do I have to come to the internet to prove to a whole bunch of motherfuckers that don't give a fuck about nothing, that ain't active, that ain't productive in their community, that I'm actually doing work in my community? No, I don't have to prove a motherfucking thing to y'all. You see what I'm saying? So why, you know what I mean? Like, why would you have to? You got people that can speak out and say, hey man, this dude's done this man has been a part of this. You got people that can speak out to that shit, as far as that go for him. And that's the same thing, like I say, even with if you was an actual good parent, it would be the people around you. Like a guy I work with, I look at him like a big brother, man, like a big brother, uncle, however you want to look at it. But that's my dog. And I always tell him, bro, like, you and your relationship with your son fucked me up, because this was something that I only saw in movies. When I tell you that this man has been involved in his kid in every fucking aspect of his life, I'm talking about from when he was a little boy all the way up until him being a senior in high school. This guy got this kid got so many, medals, trophies, rings, like over the years from sports. And he just finished off his year at Ruston High, and they won state championship. And it's just like, dang, man. But it was just like the fact that he was there through all of that preparation that they spent all them times of redoing those drills, mad because daddy got me in here all night or out here all night. It paid off in the long run, man. And it's like, I be telling him, I was like, man, I hope your son realize how blessed he really is. You know what I mean? Like how he said that him and his son got an after game routine where it's, he meet him at midfield after every game, and he just kind of talking. But I was like, bro, I feel like that right there actually gives him an incentive to really want to play harder, because it's like I can take risks, because if I fail, I got my pops here. Even though my teammates gonna uplift me, they gonna be talking some shit too, and that shit gonna hurt. But I gotta be a man and man up. But I'm able to be hurt and be coddled in place with my dad, opposed to me having to harbor this aggression and this anger and exert that shit in other aspects of our lives. Like I say, you look back at the poor parenting, the poor, black leaders. If y'all really looking at what I'm looking at, I'm sitting in the parking lot right now, and I be kind of watching the cars. I'm a very observant person, by the way, but I'm still able to talk to y'all and look at the same time. You know what I mean? If it's bothering you and if it's making you feel some type of way, if it's almost the equivalent to watching a movie with subtitles, you say, man, goddamn, I can't focus because of the. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I can't just sit in the car and look one way. But it goes back to, even when you go back to the male, especially in the black community growing up, what was you taught? You can't cry, you can't tell, you can't do any of those things. So all you doing is really conditioning robots, angry men, hurt boys that's going out and they hurt other boys because they say hurt people. Goddamn, man. I know I'm getting too deep in this shit, man. I know I'm getting too deep. And I ain't want to talk y'all off, man. I just been having to get some stuff off my chest, man. I got some videos coming now. I'm probably gonna start dropping a video every day because I got to get this frustration off my chest. You know, I got to get it off my chest. And me talking pretty, me trying to talk like Malcolm, me trying to have a bow tie on, me trying to be a certain type of way, that ain't gonna work for y'all new generation motherfuckers. Y'all gotta hear shit like this. Y'all gotta tell these youngsters when we go talk to them, man, if you commit crime, if you keep doing what you doing, nigga, you going to jail, nigga. You not jail, nigga, you going to prison. That's what we gotta tell these motherfuckers in order for y'all to learn, because other than that, y'all ain't listening to a motherfucking thing that's coming out of our mouths. But, man, you know what I mean? Man, I'll see y'all in the next video, man. You know what I mean? So stay tuned, man. I got some shit coming, man. You know what I mean? And if it's any topics that y'all want me to cover, be free to comment them down low. Hell, I'll make 3 videos a day for you if you give me the goddamn topics. But, you know, I'm finna start spitting these videos out regularly, man, because this is... We need to get to the point to where we honest and we tell the truth. You know what I mean? With the lies ain't helping the world. The lies ain't helping none of us. We need to tell the truth. If somebody asks you and they know your daddy, they say, was your daddy active? Nah, hell nah, that motherfucker ain't done shit for me. Yeah, I ain't gonna tell no lie. Y'all want to hear comfortable lies, nigga. I'm gonna tell the uncomfortable truth. That's what needs to be told. You know what I mean? That's what we need to say. You know, so, man, I'm gonna check y'all out in the next video, man. Y'all stay tuned. I got some shit coming.